my job. F. Morbiducci, King 7 on the button. No, he's not going to play that one. Well, if it's always an interesting dynamic between the button and the blind on blind battles, well, that's even more. Altieri's going to raise. Veenstra is going to shove. And I don't think Altieri can make this call, but he does. He makes the call anyway. He's got live cards. Pot just over 12 million chips. 6-6-8. 2 pair for Veenstra. Altieri needs running cards or a jack or 10. Jack or 10 on the river? Nope. And Veenstra does survive, up over 12 million chips. Altieri now our short stack with under 10 million. Hand 107. I fold second nuts in the big blind with over 31 million chips. And you can kind of see the writing on the wall here. You got a pocket pair, and King 10. This one could get interesting. Altieri makes it 1.8 million. Veenstra shoves all in. Well, now I fold second nuts might let the King 10 go, and he does just that. Altieri is almost definitely going to make this call. He does make the call. Pot is 16.7 million chips, and Veenstra needs a lot of help. Oh, and there it is on the flop. Ace 5-4, a set of 5s for Veenstra. He's now got a full house, has to avoid a 7 on the river. And he does just that. 3 of clubs on the river. And Altieri, well, he's almost out the airy. He's down to 1 million chips. Yeah, I know. They can't all be winners, guys. And, in fact, he was so short-stacked, we can't even show you the elimination hand. Altieri did go out in the next couple of hands in 4th place. He earned himself a whopping $110,000. And we are down to 3. Queen 4-4. I fold second nut's going to lead out here. Figures it's unlikely for his opponent to have any of that. Well, little does he know that F. Morbiducci has got 2 pair. And F. Morbid makes the call. A spade on the turn, and I fold second nuts. Can he represent spades? 3-handed, it's going to be really, really tough to get your opponent to fold top pair. He's going to try, though. I fold. Bets 2.5 million. And if you're F. Morbid, how do you play this? He's going to just call. Pot over 10 million chips now, and here's the river. 7 of clubs. And at this point, you've got to realize that your opponent's got something. Can I fold, fire the 3rd bullet? And should he? And he fires a 3rd bullet, and if you're F. Morbid, you've got to realize that your queens and 4s with a 9 kicker, all you really have here is a bluff catcher. Well, he's going to make the call, and he's going to be happy he did so. He's up to 34 million chips, and he's our new chip leader. Blind still 300,000, 600,000. Hand 115. I fold. Raises on the button to 1.2 million. Players in the blinds have some playable hands. F. Morbid is going to 3-bet with the 10-9. Veenstra's got a pretty hand, but when you get a raise and a 3-bet in front of you, well, he's going to call anyway. 3-handed, he figures maybe his hand's got some value, and we can see that it does. And I fold is going to call as well. We'll see this one 3 ways. You don't normally see that. And this is an interesting flop. I fold second nuts with the open-ended straight draw. F. Morbid with top pair and the same open-ended straight draw. And Veenstra has got overcards with a gut shot to the nuts. F. Morbid can continue out 3.3 million. Now, if there was a club out there, I could actually see Veenstra really putting some pressure on his opponents. He would have some backdoor draws as well. But he does not, so as a result, he does fold over to I fold second nuts. We know he's not going to fold this hand. Just a question of, does he raise or does he just call? And he is going to raise. He's going to pot commit himself. I don't think F. Morbid is going to go anywhere either. And he does. Wow. F. Morbid folds top pair with the open-ended straight draw. Great aggressive play from I fold second nuts, and it gets through. A little bit shocked by that. I figured F. Morbid led out there, figuring he would commit himself if somebody made a move on him. What do I know? Veenstra raises on the button with king, queen. High fold is going to 3-bet this. Get out of the way, F Morbid. I think king, queen is too strong a hand to fold. And he is going to opt to just call this. He is playing the hand in position. Flop is jack, 10, 5. And I fold has outflopped Veenstra. He's got a pair of tens. He's a second pair. But Veenstra's got a very strong hand. He has overcards with the open-ended straight draw. A bet, and my guess would be that Veenstra is probably going to shove all in. There it is. There's the shove. And I think I fold is committed. He is going to call this one. It was $6 million more. He makes the call. The pot is 28 million chips. A deuce of spades. Veenstra needs some help on the river. An ace, a 9, or a king. Deuce of clubs not going to do it. And Veenstra, the Dutchman, is gone in third place. He'll take home $103,000.
So I'm in the big blind.
Pick up jack 9.
Playable. The button, he comes in for a small raise.
I call.
See a flop, right?
Flop comes.
Queen 10-8.
Rainbow.
Check.
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 The other guy bets
3 times the pot.
How much?
I smooth call.
Turn comes a 5.
And I check.
He's all in.
I call.
I call.
I got the nuts straight.
Versus trip queens.
With over 1.8 million hands dealt at PokerStars every hour, there's so much to talk about.
The river?
You don't want to know.
Join in at PokerStars.com, the world's largest poker site.
Welcome back, and if this is what you've been waiting for, the password to the online poker show free roll, here it is. It's Akari. And make sure you get in there at 15:35 Eastern Time, January 5th, 2012. So we're heads up in our Sunday Million, and it's I fold second nuts the Dutchman against the Chilean, F. Morbiducci. I fold second nuts in command with the chip lead. But as we always see in No Limit Hold'em, anything can and usually does happen. Hand 126. Blinds now 400,000, 800,000. I fold second nuts, raises on the button. And as always, when players are heads up, the player on the button acts first pre-flop, but gets to act last post-flop. A little bit of something for everybody here. I fold second nuts with second pair. F. Morbiducci with top pair. Continuation bet from I fold second nuts. Over to the Chilean. The Chilean, by the way, from Viña del Mar. Viña del Mar, one of the sites for the Latin American Poker Tour in the past. Going to check raise. And I fold second nuts, makes the call. He also has a gut shot. And now he's got two pair. 10s and 8s. F. Morbiducci now with the gut shot. He's going to check. Over to I fold second nuts with two pair. Now in a deep stack cash game, you can make an argument for checking behind, keeping this pot small, inducing a bluff. Not sure that's the proper play here, and I fold second nuts, decides to bet. And F. Morbiducci is going to make the call. Pot now 23.3 million chips. And the river's the 9. I fold second nuts. His hand is counterfeit. He plays the board. 7 to jack straight. F. Morbiducci with the queen high straight. Trying to think, how can I get value out of this? And he is going to bet 15.4 million. He's going to put it all in there. And I fold knows he's only calling to chop the pot. He decides not to do it. And just like that, these guys are virtually even. Once again, F. Morbiducci with about 30. Well, now he's got 33 million chips. I fold second nuts with 38 million chips. Seesaw battle continues. A raise from Morbiducci. A call from I fold second nuts. Neither player hits the flop. Morbiducci, the pre-flop aggressor, has a gut shot. And he's going to check behind. And there's the queen. Both players hit top pair, but the jack plays. 1.6 million from I fold second nuts. And Morbiducci is going to make the call. Needs a 5 or a 7 on the river. Well, Jack's not going to do it. How about 2 pair for I fold second nuts? The Dutchman thinking, how do I get paid here? Well, I'm going to bet 4.5 million chips. And Morbiducci is going to make the call. And just like that, I fold second nuts back up to over 45 million chips. Any pocket pair, any ace, a huge hand heads up. The raise and the button from I fold, the 3-bet from F Morbid. And this one could get I fold in trouble. He's going to make the call. Pot just over 7 million. If an ace falls, could be problems. Well, I fold should be able to get away from this one. 10-5-5, 2 spades out there. F Morbiducci flops 2 pair. He's going to lead out for about 3.5 million chips. And I fold second nuts is going to make the call. Probably thinks on a paired board. There's a good chance my ace high is still good. Neither player going to like that king on the turn. Although it's unlikely that I fold second nuts would have a king in his hand. If he had ace king, he probably would have 4-bet pre-flop. And if he had a hand like king jack, I'm just not sure if he's going to take one off. The king more likely in F Morbiducci's range than I fold second nuts range. Whole bunch of 4s out there for F Morbiducci. That's 4.4 million. And I imagine that I fold will do just that. Nope, he's going to make the call. Pot now 23 million chips. Fairly innocuous 4 of clubs on the river. And Morbiducci has got a decision to make. Pot is 23 million. He's only got 15 million. And he's going to shove it all in. I'm not sure if I like this shove. I'm not sure if you can get called by worse. You know, maybe you can get called by Queen 10, but that's stretching it just a bit. And I fold second nuts, forced to fold ace high. Blinds jump up to 500,000, 1 million. And I'm a big proponent of playing hands in position. But in lieu of position, hey, just play the Cowboys. Nothing wrong with pocket kings. There's the raise. There's the 3-bet. And Morbiducci steps out of line. He shoves it all in, and he is really up against it here. I fold second nuts. Of course, calls with the Cowboys. But unless he gets really unlucky, he will double up. There's the case king on the flop. King 7 deuce rainbow. And that's all she wrote. I fold second nuts will double up to over 67 million chips. F Morbiducci on life support. Just over 5 million. Wow. Just like that, everything changes. F Morbiducci going to have to get very lucky. Double up more than once to get back in this tournament. And both players effectively all in. 10 million in the pot. Morbiducci in the lead. But I fold's got live cards. And there's the 8. Queen 8, 6, 2 hearts out there. And I fold 2 cards away from the championship. Can he avoid a king on the river? Oh, there it is. King of spades on the river. And F Morbiducci breathes a little bit of life into his tournament. Back up over 10 million chips. One more double up, and he could be right back in this. He shoves it all in with the 10-9 of diamonds. I fold second nuts, makes the call with ace high. He's in the lead. Morbiducci has got live cards. Queen 9, 4, pair of 9s for Morbiducci. 4 spades on the turn. Can he avoid the ace? There it is! Ace from space on the river. And that's it, F Morbiducci. It's a great run for the Chilean. He finishes in second place, takes home $147,000. But our champion, I fold second nuts, the Dutchman. He wins the title. He wins 6 figures, $116,000. Wow. What a way to kick off 2012.